people.
Hey everyone, today I'm going to be taking you around and giving you a little day in the life. If you're new here, my name is Michelle and I live with my husband Aaron, and we're building up our small homestead in Virginia. We're lucky enough that at the moment we both work from home full time. I actually have the day off today, Aaron doesn't, so I'm just going to be doing some things around the house. Today on the list I am going to be making soap. I have some dahlia tubers that I want to dig up. I also have some blackberries to plant. So it's just a bunch of different things, and I thought it'd be fun to just take you around. This morning we fed our chickens, then we had breakfast. We had some breakfast tacos. And then I usually just like to have a cup of tea and read a book for a little bit. And now what I'm going to get into is prepping some stuff for my soap. I'm going to mix up my lye water solution because that takes like 4 hours to cool down before I'm ready to use it to make soap. Then I have some laundry to fold, very exciting stuff, and then we're probably going to go out and dig some dahlias. So my lye water is all mixed up here, but it's super hot, so I'm gonna set that aside to cool. And meanwhile, I am going to line my soap mold with parchment paper. This is a wooden soap mold that Aaron made for me. It can hold 5 pounds of soap at once, and I can get 16 to 17 bars out of that. And I just need to line that with parchment paper since I don't have a silicone insert for that. Okay, so now my mold is all set for later, but we're not gonna make soap until this afternoon, so we're gonna come back to that. Okay, so I just got laundry all done, and I'm going out to the flower garden now because we're gonna go dig our dahlias. These are dahlias that I grew from seed this year, and I'm hoping that there are some tubers under there that we can save for next year. Here's a quick look at the flower garden. We have obviously had a killing frost here, so you can see the zinnias here are all dead and brown. We do have our snapdragons still that are looking really great. Snapdragons do like the cold, so I think they'll be okay for a little while longer. We've got some more dead zinnias. All the basil is gone. The straw flowers back there are still looking pretty good though. And then here is the patch of dahlias that I'm going to be digging up today. So I'm gonna go grab some tools and then we'll get started. First thing I'm gonna do is cut off each of these plants a few inches above the ground, just to get some of this foliage out of the way. now that the stems are out of the way, I can go in with a digging fork and see what's under there. I'm gonna go in a few inches away from where the base of the plants are so I don't accidentally hit any of the tubers. And I'm pretty excited because I am not actually sure if there are gonna be any tubers, but I am optimistic about it. So here we go. So here is the first clump. How exciting. They really grew tubers from seeds. You can see some of them are pretty wimpy, but there are some nice sized ones on there for sure. This is super exciting. I'm just gonna put the ones that I'm done digging up in a box for now. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna deal with them yet since I have never grown dahlias before, but we'll just figure it out later. Wow, this one looks like it's gonna be a really good clump. Look at all those tubers! Oh my gosh. This one definitely looks bigger than the first one. You can tell that the tubers are a little more developed. There's this one tuber here that is huge. I think I'm gonna have to wash these off to get some of the dirt off because there is a lot of dirt on them. I can't really see what's going on. So hopefully we can get a better look after I wash them. But I'm just gonna go ahead and dig the rest of these and see what we come up with. So here are the dahlia tubers. I am so happy that these dahlias grown from seed actually produce tubers. Some of the clumps are huge. That's so fun. I'm gonna go wash these off so we can take a better look. So here's what the clump looks like after. I just gave it a quick rinse. It's okay if not all the dirt gets out, but I kind of just wanted to see what was going on. You can see how many tubers are on this clump. So exciting. This is probably the biggest one that I got out of all the dahlias that I dug. I'm just gonna trim off the stem. And since I just washed these, I'm gonna let these air dry for about a day, just somewhere where they're a little protected so that there's no excess moisture, so that these don't rot in storage. And I think what I'll do is I'll just pack these in peat moss in a cardboard box, and that's how I'll try and store them for the winter. Now that I can see a little better, I can look to see if I have damaged tubers like this one here. I think I snapped it when I was digging. I mean, look how long that thing was. So I'm gonna remove that one because I don't want to keep any tubers that are going to rot and affect the rest of the other ones. Here's the final look at all of the tubers cleaned up. In addition to the big clumps, we had some that were a little bit smaller. So I'm not sure how these will keep, but we'll try them out anyway. Here's an example of another one I found that is damaged. Maybe a bug got in there or something, so I'm gonna snap that one off and discard that. And the rest of these, I'm not going to label them or anything because since they were grown from seed, none of these varieties have names. And since I don't have that many, I am okay if they're all mixed in. So again, I'm just going to leave these out to dry for a day, and then tomorrow I'll come and package these up in some peat moss and store them in a cool place to plant next spring. But that was a really fun process for me because I didn't know what we were going to get, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. It's about 12:40 now, so I'm gonna start heating up some lunch. We usually have leftovers, so something that's easy to heat up. So today I'm gonna heat up some chili. This is gonna take a while to heat up, so while that's going, I have some soap that I need to photograph to make some new listings for our Etsy store. So I'm gonna go get those prepared. Here's my little curing station for my soap. Today I need to photograph this new confetti soap. So here's one batch of that. And then this one is from a previous batch. So each one is a little bit different, and inside they have soap scraps speckled in them, so it has a really fun like confetti look. And I'm going to be offering these as a bulk soap option. And then this is one that I made the other day. This is an oat and honey soap. And it actually has flecks of ground up oats inside there, as you can see. So before I take photographs of these, I just need to shave off the edges. You can see that when they're freshly cut, they're a little bit sharp. So I just like to shave all of those and make it into a nice smooth edge. And all of those shavings is what eventually gets put into this confetti soap, so nothing goes to waste. So I just like to shave off the corners like this with a vegetable peeler. It just makes it look a little bit more polished and finished, I think. And then those edges are not going to be sharp for anyone who uses them. I think this confetti soap is so fun with all of those different little soap bits in there. And this soap is going to be a new thing that I'm offering as a bulk soap option. So people will be able to buy it in quantities of 5 or 10. And that way it's a little bit more affordable for people who want handmade soap and are not too particular about getting specific designs or scents. This is a good way to just get a really nice high quality soap into people's houses. And I also get to reduce the waste of all of these soap shavings and put it to use into a brand new soap. So this oatmeal and honey soap is one that I just made the other day, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It smells really good. It smells almost like almonds, like amaretto-y, but like very nice, sweet, comforting scent. And then for the top, I actually used bubble wrap to create that imprint to kind of look like honeycomb, since it's a oat and honey soap. And then of course we have oats there. Oh, and there's ground up oats in there. I think I mentioned already, but I think it makes a really nice speckly kind of look. So this is gonna need to cure for another month, but after that it'll be available at our Etsy shop if you're interested in checking that out. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Alright, so all our soap is all cleaned up nicely now. The edges are very nice and smooth. But lunch is ready now, so I'm gonna leave these here for now and come back to these after lunch, and then we're gonna photograph them. Here's our finished chili. We've got cheese on top and some avocado. Got our cornbread on the side. And then for some toppings, we have some homemade sour cream here. This batch turned out really nice and thick. And then we also have some chow chow, which is a southern green tomato relish. We just made this with all of the leftover green tomatoes we had at the end of the season, and it is really good on chili. So yeah, we're gonna have lunch now. Just finished lunch and we're just taking a walk outside now. Oh, by the way, here's a look at a project well, mostly Aaron has been working on, putting in this new paver patio at the back of our house. It's coming along really nice. Excited to have that done. But yeah, we've been taking a lot of trips to Lowe's, just picking up rocks all the time. But Aaron's gonna do something with his mower now, right Aaron? What are you doing?
Just testing it out. Built the bagger attachment, installed that, so I'm gonna test that out.
Oh, and he made coffee for me, so got some nice iced coffee. It's really nice out. Yeah, it's like 70 degrees today.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna go collect eggs. This is our ceramic egg. So we got 2 here, and we also got 2 this morning. So we've been getting about 5 a day, but we do have 1 chicken that lays pretty late into the afternoon, so we might get a 5th one later on. Aaron just got a new leaf bagger attachment for his ride-on mower, so he was really excited to try it out. It's nice because now we can collect all of the leaves that have fallen on our property and use them to make compost, which is great for the garden. So I left these tubers out just to air dry for a bit while we were eating lunch, and they're pretty dry at this point, and I'm just gonna move them into our greenhouse to dry a little further because we are expecting some rain tonight and I don't want these to get wet. All those leaves. So I'm getting ready to photograph the soap now, and I'm getting my lighting set up. I use this ring light. It just helps me to get really good lighting for my photos. This is what my basic setup looks like. I have my ring light here, which provides a really nice even light. And then I have this wooden log tray that I use as just like a nice prop and background. And then I just photograph all my soaps right here. Okay, so moving on to making soap now. I have my solid oils and butters melted down here, and I just have to measure out the rest of my oils now. I've got all my oils melted and mixed in here. So the soap I'm going to be making today is a new one. I haven't made it before. It's going to be a new winter soap, and it's going to be an all white soap. My thought is I'm going to top it with some of these cornflower petals. I think that'll just give it a little bit of a nice color, because if it's all white that might be a little bit boring. And these cornflowers were grown in our garden this spring, so I had harvested those, dried them out to use for soap. Then I bought some biodegradable glitter. So I have this silver one here, and I think I'll put some of it inside the soap to give it some shimmer. And then on top, I'm gonna sprinkle this white glitter as well as this blue glitter. And I think it's great that they are biodegradable, because normal glitters are basically just microplastics. If you put them in your soap, they just wash down the drain and go straight to the ocean. So that was definitely important for me to get. Into my oils, I am going to put in some white kaolin clay. And I'm gonna mix this in with my immersion blender before I add other stuff so that it's really nicely incorporated. Now I'm going to add in my lye water. I've got some titanium dioxide here, which is a natural white colorant, because I want a really nice bright white. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of that glitter. Next I'm going to add my fragrance oil. Just gonna do a light sprinkling of these cornflower petals just to give it a little bit of color. I think that blue is gonna be so pretty with the white of the soap. The fragrance I used is like a very light, wintry kind of scent. It kind of smells like ice or like fresh waters. And I'm thinking I'm gonna name this soap Snow or Frost, something like that. I think it'll be really nice and festive for the winter and for Christmas presents too. This glitter is so pretty. I'm so glad that I'm trying this out. This is my first time using biodegradable glitter in a soap, and I think it's going to really create a nice impact. You can already see in the camera how shiny that's getting. And also I'm gonna be covered in glitter for like 2 weeks probably from this. So that was the silver glitter. I'm gonna try just on one end of the soap, adding a little bit of the blue glitter. I'm not really sure if it needs the color, but I'm gonna try it on this end and see how I like it. Yeah, I don't really think it needs it, so I'm gonna stick with the silver glitter for the rest of the soap. My hands are covered in glitter, but I think it was worth it. It came out so pretty. Here is the finished loaf of soap. 5 whole pounds of soap here. I think it turned out really pretty with that glitter and the cornflower petals. So I'm gonna set this aside for a day and it will be ready to cut tomorrow. This day really flew by. It is 3:30 now and Aaron and I are going to head out around 4. We're going to go work out. So I don't think we have time to plant our blackberries today, but I did just want to show them to you because I'm pretty excited about them. So we found these blackberries the last time we were at Lowe's, and the normal price is $13 on these. We got these for $3.50. Like, they were basically free. And they're pretty nice and big. They look healthy. They're starting to like get that fall color right now, but I think they will be completely fine planted now. And they're a thornless blackberry as well. So I'm pretty excited for that. But it's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Honestly, I am a little bit tired. And I am gonna get something prepped before we head out too for dinner. I'm just prepping some stuff before we head out. This is beef liver. I have never cooked this before, but our neighbor gave this to us to try, so I'm gonna try cooking it up. From what I've read online, it's good to soak this in milk for an hour or two, and that just helps to get rid of any of that minerally blood taste. So it'll be perfect timing if I do this now and get it soaking while we're gone. I'm just slicing this up into little pieces, and we're gonna be doing liver and onions kind of like in a gravy sauce, and I'm gonna make some biscuits to go with that later. Aaron and I are heading out to go to the gym. Well, I'm going roller skating, but just gotta enjoy this daylight while it lasts because the days are getting so short these days. Off we go. So we're back home now, and I'm gonna get started making dinner. I am making biscuits to go with our liver and onions. So I'm gonna get started on that. It's been a pretty busy day. A little tired now, but I'm really excited for this dinner. Aaron is not quite as excited. He's not really a huge fan of liver, but hopefully the soak in milk that I did earlier will help. And I pretty much like to eat most things, so I think I'm going to enjoy it. At the very least, he's gonna like biscuits, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I made these, so in case he doesn't like the liver, he still has something to eat. While it's baking, I'm gonna chop up my onion. Unfortunately, this is not a homegrown onion. We only grew like 50 onions this year because it was our first year growing them, and we just didn't know how many we would need. But next year, we definitely need to at least double, if not like triple or quadruple the number of onions we grow, because those 50 onions only lasted me like a month. Clearly, we can go through a lot of onions. So next year, I definitely want to grow more. I have some tallow that I'm gonna use here as the fat because I think the beefy flavor will go perfect with this. And on the side, I'm also going to cook up some green beans. I pulled out a bag from the freezer. These are homegrown green beans from this year. Here's the final meal. I think it looks pretty good. Got our liver and onions with a little bit of a gravy, and that biscuit looks great. I don't make biscuits very often, but I think this one came out good. The real test is Aaron's reaction. It's livers.
Can't get a piece. Start with a small piece. Liver.
Is it okay? It's fine, right?
Fine. It's fine.
Will you eat it?
Some of it.
Why don't you take a look at the biscuit? How's the biscuit look?
It's great.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at those layers.
The biscuit's really good.
Yeah. Alright, thanks for watching. Alright, can you say thanks for watching and then cover the lens with your hand?
No.
No, do it.
No.
Come on.
No, I don't want to do that.